Ooh. Good morning, everyone. Alessandro Piovesan from the silo at the magnificent Hunt Hill Farm. Yes, magnificent indeed, and you already know that. Wake up in paradise every morning is simply amazing. And this is the birthplace of the New York Pops Orchestra. Yeah, simply, the U.S., the United States' largest independent orchestra, was created in 1983 right here. He was born right here and then was taken to its nursery at Carnegie Hall in New York City by Skitch Henderson and his wife, Ruth Henderson. And they had a partner also, co founder of the Pops, is June Freemason. She was here last October when we did the announcement of the Ruth and Skitch Henderson Day. So interesting, so cool to meet this level of individuals, of people that help build something so amazing. Of course, you meet all the people there are there, but once you can actually meet the founders, it's fantabulous. What else can I say? I know what I can say. Good morning, and how are you? How are you doing? How are you feeling this morning? How is your heart, your soul, your brains, your imagination, your willingness to make today the best day of your life? Hmm? Of this awesome, amazing gift that we get every morning. It's good to know that you're here. And thank you very much for all the daily support and the messages, the interactions. It's really fascinating to me to see the group growing. The community is responding very well to everything. And by the way, the Survivor to Thriver workshop for the month of March is filled to the top. A lot of awesome people. And we have Valerie Walsh, that'll be our special speaker. We also have Mark Zarillo, the drumming guy. It's going to be super awesome. This is all amazing people and individuals and ideas coming together to try to share some good with our greater community and spread the love around, especially in moments like this. It's so hard with everything that goes on around the world, and it wasn't enough to start to I don't know, feel a little more normal after this horrible pandemic be hitting everybody. Now you have this war in Ukraine, and so much stuff for us to be thinking about and dealing with every day. I was going through some of my research here. We found so much information and things that I'll be sharing with you guys, and I'll be sharing to um, get opinions. Certain things I read and I know what they mean. Some things I read and I don't know what they mean. And some things I read and I think they mean something. They could mean something else. So I'm going to start sharing with you all the findings we're doing here at Hunt Hill Farm and the amazing things that we are discovering, uncovering, recovering, and oh my God, it's fascinating to say the least. Then we came across some Liza Minnelli stuff, because Liza Minnelli is Heidi Henderson's godmother. Heidi is Ruth and Skitch Henderson's daughter, and she lives here at the farm with us. Right? Liza Minnelli. So, and I came across this phrase that she said: the regrets of yesterday and the fear of tomorrow can kill you. And I was thinking about that and saying, like, wow, this is pretty deep. Right? For example, in an opposite side of this stuff, my mom, she played a very good job, a role on that side, because everything that she made us go through in life, everything, all the horrible things. I mean, I'll put it this way: if there is a trophy for the worst mother and human being in the world, she will fit right in. And throughout the life, even after I was left on the streets, we reconnected again, believe it or not, 14 years later. And she was still the same person. She carried no, okay, she might carry regret for what she've done, but she never demonstrated at all. So she held that until the end. She passed not being capable of realizing or accepting what she has done to us. She created that fantasy in her head that she was the perfect mother that sacrificed her life for her kids. Go figure, right? Anyway, I'm sure there had to be some kind of regret somewhere in their head because the heart wasn't there. She doesn't even have one. But anyway, and I come across a lot of people, and I've been on that side too, where you regret things that you done or you didn't do, and you're so afraid of making the moves that could lead you towards the living of your dreams for some freaking weird reason, right? The unknown brings fear sometimes to our lives because we don't know. But at the same time, right now is unknown. We don't know what's going to happen 5 minutes from now or 10 seconds. Oh, I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? But it can happen. It's so, I wish I had a better vocabulary to say than fascinating, but it is fascinating, right? To be here, not knowing what's going to happen in the next minute or so, but at the same time, we might be here for a longer period of time. And some people get really afraid of what this future could be because it's totally unknown. That mixing the regrets from the stuff that you did or you didn't do, the water, shoulda, woulda, right? Oh, what if I, should I, would I, and end up not doing anything? Here you are in your present, totally afraid of taking that leap of faith or that step forward towards the living that you believe is what you want for the rest of your life. Because your life is a nice free gift you receive every morning. It has absolutely nothing to do with sucking or not sucking. You say, oh, life sucks. No, life doesn't suck. What sucks is your living. And your living is a reflection of your choices or the consequences. Some stuff is kind of, come to you as a standard package for everyone. You got your little bag of lemons. You don't know how heavy, how big, how hard, or how sour, whatever these lemons are going to be. But then the way you choose to deal with these lemons, you might generate negative turbulence or negative stuff to others. And that is the price you're going to have to pay. All the bad stuff that you create to others, maybe in a silly, crazy way, like in my head, I guess when you're born with your bag of lemons, maybe it's God, right? Looking at you, the universe is like, okay, so here's a pretty cool bag of lemons. Depend on how you squeeze them, how you make them lemonades, how do you deal with your bag of lemons? If you can make something productive out of this negative stuff, your life is going to abound towards this or that direction. If you take those lemons and you think they're not for you and you start throwing them out and pretending they're not yours and somebody else should deal with them, you might, your life may abound on the other side. But then comes that question. I was 13 years old. Why was my life abounding to the other side since I have never even started to squeeze my lemons yet? You see, it's hard. It's hard to figure things out. Or, or maybe those were my lemons, so deep on the other side because God, the universe, the source decided that, hey, Alessandro can handle, give him the super heavy, nasty, unsqueezable, sour lemons. Damn, I did not want those lemons, but hey, those were my lemons. And I tell you, I threw some of them, a lot of them, to the other side in my learning journey because I had no freaking idea how to deal with anything. Even the mindset I have today, of course, took me 50 years almost. I'm going to turn 50 in a few months. 50 years old. I don't really feel at all. In my mind, maybe I got stuck on 27, 26, because it's when I made one of my biggest, actually at that point, the biggest dream of my life come true. Know what that was? Yes, to come here, to come to the United States of America and get my green card and become a US citizen and live here for the rest of my life because this is the best country in the world. I just love here. This was the biggest dream of my life. So my mind got stuck on 27 years old because it's a reference, goes into my happy box and achievements, the impossible and the happy box. Impossible. Why? Because I had no family and nobody, no references, no money, no education. I had to build myself into a self made business person with enough resources to go to the US consulate, get my visa, and get the hell out of there. And I did that. So that goes into my impossible box. I never forgot about my stinky box. But the day I went to the consulate to get my visa, my father has passed a few months prior. He passed in January, and this was March, I guess. I went to the consulate. The day was all green, all gray and rainy a little bit. So, as you know, every time there rains, something awesome, unexpected happens to me. So I saw that raining, and I kind of inside of myself asked for a sign. I said, "Give me a sign that it's going to be okay, that my dream's going to come true, and I'm going to be able to go to the United States." I kid you not. At that moment, in a matter of a few seconds from that, I mean, it took maybe less than a minute, the clouds started opening and the sun was shining right behind it. That moment, I realized that it was going to be okay. I was going to go into that line, give my passport to the agents, and get my visa to make the biggest dream of my life come true. So I'm stuck on that age, the 27, is the time where everything changed in my life towards the biggest dream. Because everything that was happening before was great, was going, was building, but it wasn't as amazing as that moment. So I'm turning 50. My body is reminding me that I am almost 50 years old, but my mind is just there. The energy and the stuff, and you go and you do. Whee! I feel awesomely energized with that. Then I come to my thought of the day of today that I wrote when in 2003. I got here in 1999, went through a lot of stuff, built this project, was tremendously successful, but we wasn't really prepared for success, so that hurt us. But every morning I would wake up and write a thought, and that thought is my way to trying to get the purest moment in my day when you wake up and there was no pollution from your living in that particular moment, and write what was in my heart. Then during the day, I try to make sense of it. So the thought of today, which I think it helps a little bit with Liza Minnelli's line, is this: make your days be the best in your life. Being alive is the most wonderful thing in life. So be happy. Very simple, right? Because if we don't have the gift of life, we couldn't be alive. And if we're not alive, we can't do anything. And you take that with your free will and you keep moving forward towards certain dreams that you have and things that you can do that can really help you achieve what you deserve, because you deserve it. And sometimes we feel slow, we feel weird, we have that warm, empty, I'm not here, but I don't know why kind of feeling. If you're going through this, doubts in your mind, or you may be drifting towards victim mode or survivor mode, because life is tremendously fluid, so we're not thriving all the time. We're in a state of thriving, but it doesn't mean that you can't, have your relapses on victim or survivor mode. Come home, come to the place where you can be with yourself and connect with no masks, no pretending, no blah, 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 chit chat, and look through your life, through everything that you have done, everything that you believe, everything that you have achieved, with no pretending, because it's just you and yourself. I have my buckets, the happiness, the impossible, and the stinky. So happiness, all of this, me getting my visa, coming to United States, getting my green card, wow, the dream of my life. Happiness, I achieved this. So anytime that I reach to that, take a little smell, take a little taste, and remember that I have been happy. I may not feel happy right now, but I've been happy, and I know what happiness means. It doesn't matter how big, how long, for how long or how much. The important thing is that you can stick your finger in the happiness, how you call that thing that goes, cake thing, the, damn it, glacé. I don't know how you say it in English. I don't like that. The cake paste, whatever. Take a finger, a little lick, and remember the taste of happiness. And I go into my impossible box. Moments I thought that I may not make it, I couldn't make it, I don't have what it takes, and I'm simply here. I'm gonna fail because I can't do it. And yet here I am, right, living inside of my dream. I'm living the most amazing dream of my life inside of the biggest dream of my life. I don't know if it made sense. Because the biggest dream of my life was to come to America. And now having the opportunity to be at the silo at Hunt Hill Farm and Skitch Henderson's legacy and Ruth Henderson's and all that stuff and learning and meeting and trying to rescue this place. This is the biggest achievement, the biggest dream of my life in this particular moment of my life, that I'm living inside of the biggest dream of my life, which was to come to the United States, be in America. Does it make any sense to you at all? Right? So just being here, walking in America, it doesn't matter because I'm walking in my dream. I'm reminded of a time that I can make it happen. And that makes me so happy. But at the same time, I also go into the stinky box. This one is the one that really sucks. Mine is open all the time now because it doesn't stink anymore. This is the one that accumulates all the bad stuff that you have done to the world, to other people, to animals, to anybody or anything. And you're going to have to pay that price. As long as you keep opening and the smell is there. And this smell, remember, this is me, right? It's me talking to myself, my thing. It makes sense to me. And I hope it makes sense to you too. But if it doesn't, then you find your own way to make sense. But the whole point is that the stinky part is me realizing that I screwed up a lot because my box was like overflowing. And the moment I stopped blaming the world and other people and I realized that it's my fault, the consequences, I screwed up. So stop trying to find blame in others and realize that you screwed up. Okay, so my box was overflowing with crap. And I start realizing, okay, how do I pay for this? And the math in my head was, okay, everything that was good in my life that suddenly went bad is a discount from my stinky box. Eventually, things started working in my life. And I addressed my head and decided that the reason things are going right in my life now is because my stinky box is empty, or at least almost there. Therefore, positive vibrations always. Keep moving, keep moving, keep moving until a point where things start really happening, until the sunshine opened in my head and I knew I was getting my visa to come to the United States. And that moment, I knew my stinky box was disinfected, dry, clean, and smelling good. So, years go by, here I am, and now through the workshop, right, the Survival to Thriver workshop, I no, this is not the workshop. Hold on, guys. I need to get my glasses. Yeah, ow. Happiness. Choose to get us unstuck. Put in here. See? getting 50. Remember, mind 27, body 50, eyes are going, and I can't stand this stuff. I'm getting the buttons to press. There's some stuff that I bought that you press buttons and make those changes. I haven't had the time to install it yet because there's so much to do, but I'll get there. Right. So if you're, in that drift mode and feeling stuff, come back here. And if you are open to use new tools, which I think you are, otherwise you wouldn't be here listening to me, come to the Survivor to Thriver experiential workshop. It's something unbelievable. The tools are amazing. This month is already full, but you can already apply for the month of April. We're finishing the lineup and all that stuff, but go there, apply. It's unbelievable because you hear stories, like mine, but for example, this time you hear Valerie Walsh. Think about it. I've been through all this in my life. And now you get Valerie Walsh. She was fighting cancer, right? Double mastectomy. Her mother committed suicide. She was depressed, alcohol, all this stuff together. And I thought my life was bad, right? And that's the thing. That's the surprise. And the beauty thing is that it's not because I went through everything I went, sexual abuse, drugs, violence, totally different than what Valerie Walsh went through or Hamilton Brower went through. But the core of our message is the same. We've been squeezed, but we were able to lift it up, hold on to it, and keep going. Here we are to share our story. So you get some of it. Then professionals like Cherie Serdan, Dr. Stephanie Salt, Jeannie Street, Carol Shore, all these people, they're volunteering their time to come in and share the tools that they have that can help us keep moving forward, help us, tune our minds and our brains. The stuff that Cherie will present is fantabulous. So you get some of those tools that you can use in your everyday life. Simple stuff, more complicated stuff. But the best part is all free and non-discriminating, all inclusive. And it's free because all the volunteers, the professionals are volunteers. And Healthcare Advocates International is helping us keep the lights on. So this can happen to you, to me, to the community, to everybody. So come, Joe, enjoy. Of course, if there's some love left, and you can go to positivevibrationsalways.org and then hit subscribe and hit the little bell. The community is growing, the group is growing. I'm working a lot of new good stuff to share here because I'm getting excited about this morning thing. Yes. And we have to talk about what's happening in Ukraine. It sucks, right? So if you can help in some way, shape, or form, do it. Just be mindful of who you're giving your resources to, because most of the time, a lot of the people that do these kind of campaigns act out of love and want to do it in emotions, but don't really have the abilities or capabilities to get the resources to the cause. And some people do this so they can fill their own pockets. So do some research and do the right thing, if that's your intention. Also, not trying to be a jerk, but just being very realistic about everything that happens. I keep thinking what's happening in Ukraine is disgusting. And these people are going through so much right now, and they are going to need our help. But also think about your neighbors and the reality in your town today. For example, in New Milford, there are, a couple of hundred families that every day, any given day, won't have anything to eat. So there are some children also going through, they are starving right here in our neighborhood. And once we try to help the people of Ukraine or other causes around the world, let's make sure that we are doing a little bit here in our neighborhood too, because an empty stomach feeds a very dangerous mind. And going through this process of healing and trying to figure things out is very complicated because sometimes we get concerned about things that are happening outside our neighborhood, our immediate world, almost as if there were no needs here that needs to be addressed. And there are so many here. There's a lot of people being affected by hunger here as well. And not only hunger, with starvation and cold. Right now, for example, we need diapers for adults and children. People cannot afford to get their diapers, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? So let's try to create a balanced universe where we can give everyone a little bit of ourselves. And that's the beautiful part, is that you're giving yourself to others. The service to others is something that change your life, adds so much to who we are once you realize that exchange of love and pure power of solidarity. The people of Ukraine may never know that you are helping them, but they will feel it. But once you help somebody in your neighborhood, they will know immediately. They will feel it immediately and transfer that feeling to you and can transform your life. It transformed mine. The true power of solidarity saved my life and came in the form of a almost 8 feet tall black dude, super like strong, called Paulo Cruz de Azevedo. That was the man who saved my life with a simple gesture of kindness and solidarity. And you can do the same for other people. In that meantime, if you feel the need, the desire to come to a magic place and relax a little bit, unplug from the world and just connect with yourself and hear the birds, feel the healing powers of positivity and solidarity and love, come to Hunt Hill Farm, visit the silo. I'll show you the museum, the Skitch Henderson Museum, the cooking school. The cooking school was the beginning, is where the concept of Food Network started in the 70s, before cable TV. It's amazing. Come here. And if you can bring 1 pound or more of non-perishable food that will be donating to support New Milford Social Services fight to eradicate the hunger in our town, it will make me very, very, very happy, because you're helping hunger in our town, but also you're promoting the achievement of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals, number 1 and 2, which is eradication of extreme poverty and hunger. This is so fantabulous when we all come together and make it happen. Um, Through your help last year, so far, since the beginning of COVID, we're able to donate over 37,000 pounds of non-perishable food to social services to support in local families, thanks to you. So keep doing that. It would be so awesome. All right. I want to wish you a super, ultra fantabulous day filled with love and happiness and strength, the clarity and ability to realize how beautiful, how strong, and how capable you are. And your life is a gift that has no fault or consequence on the choices that you make. And you have that free will to do whatever you want. So get all that clarity, all that power, all that beauty with tons and tons and tons of positive vibrations always. Thank you.